Hi, this is Exploring with Em and Stu.
I'm Em.
And I'm Stu.
And today we've come to Cromer on the North Norfolk coast, where we're hoping to continue our disused railway saga. And if all goes to plan, we'll be showing you some disused stations, bridges,
tunnels,
viaducts, yes, and also Norfolk's only remaining standard gauge railway tunnel, which is quite impressive and rare for Norfolk, if you know Norfolk.
And we're quite excited to go and see it because it's a hell of a drop.
Ah, yeah. So anyway, you know, let's get going.
Let's go.
Right, so the reason that we've come to Cromer is, despite the fact that it's actually only got one station now, it did originally have 3, didn't it?
It did.
And there's quite a lot of remains along the way. I'm going to pass you over to voiceover Em, just to give you a really quick bit about all the history.
Right, take it away, Em.
The railways around Norfolk were one of the most complex, with the massive lines crisscrossing and winding across the landscape, featuring a large number of different companies and serving practically every corner of the county, creating one of the best rural networks in Britain. And the railways around Cromer were no exception. The first station to open was Cromer High to the south, quite far from the town centre. Built in 1877 by the East Norfolk Railway, it was the terminus from Norwich via North Walsham. Second to open in 1887 was Cromer Beach Station, built by the Midland and Great Northern Railway. It was in a more convenient location, and when it was connected to the East Norfolk Railway line to Norwich, by which this time was now operated by the Great Eastern Railway, passenger numbers using the less convenient Cromer High Station dropped substantially, adding to its closure to passengers in 1954. Additionally, a small halt was built on the outskirts of Cromer in 1923. It primarily served golfers using the nearby Royal Cromer Golf Club, and consisted of a wooden platform and very basic facilities. However, passenger numbers were always low, and that also closed in 1953, leaving only Cromer Beach Station on the Midland and Great Northern line, which remains Cromer's only station today.
Okay, so we're going to be starting the video right at the south of the town, and we've come across, well, basically a massive big cutting which was very clearly part of the railway.
It's the approach to the railway.
And just behind us, well, we're actually stood on a bridge which took the railway underneath it and to the station, which was the very first station that was built, Cromer High.
But this has been, for some reason, we've just gone and had a quick look around and you can't see anything, but it's all been filled in. Yeah,
so it would have been an impressive railway bridge, but
we've got some more impressive things to show you, haven't we?
But as you can see behind us, the approach to it was massive. It's a really big cutting, and basically we're going to be following this cutting all the way through to where the station used to be, and hopefully we'll see a few remnants along the way.
We're hoping so. Right. Probably not. There'll probably be a little
I'm hoping
bit
that we will.
But because they used to take out, once they shut a station down, they ripped everything out and knocked things down.
There's no buildings, we know that much.
Yeah.
But let's go and have a look and see what we can find.
Okay, right, come in, let's go.
So we've followed the best we can that cutting, we're just at the side of it, and the first thing we've come across is the remains of a bridge which took the track over this road. Obviously they've removed the top of the bridge now, and into the station, which we believe is literally just on the other side of where this bridge used to be. So we're going to keep walking down here and we're going to see what we can find of it. Right, so we're just walked down Station Road, so that's beautiful, isn't it?
It is a little bit. With the name gives it away.
Yeah, a little bit, that helps. But just down here is, well, this is the approach road to the station and the track that used to go up to it. So that's where we're heading now, isn't it?
Yep. Right, okay. So we're approaching the approach road. Hopefully you can see on the camera this might be a remnant of the approach road, but we are met with a railway sleeper just here, buried right into the ground there, and we're also met with a part of the track which is now housing a doggy bit. So this normally means that this might be a towpath.
This track would have originally been really wide, I guess, because it had to accommodate like carts and everything. But the station is actually just up there on that massive embankment. Maybe this is why it was called Cromer High originally, I don't know. But we're going to keep walking and see, well, basically what's up here.
Right, okay, so on the approach, I don't know if the camera can pick this up, just here is a part of the embankment wall. Now the embankment's dropped a little bit from over where we were a little while ago, but you can see that wall and it follows along, just along here. All here, you can see where the undergrowth is actually taking shape of the wall, which is really quite interesting, up until this fence here. And just through there, you can see that little gap just here. That is where the station is, and we'll be showing you that in just a little while. So we've just approached this part, just coming out of where we just were on the wall. This is another part of the wall. You can very, very clearly see this. This looks original. It looks like it's got Staffordshire blues on it at the top, and it would have probably had a big metal fence going along where obviously it's replaced by a wooden fence, because this is actually people's gardens now. So we're going to carry on up here where we think there might be some original 1940s, 1960s steps, but we're going to go and have a look.
Right, so we are just to the north of the station now, and we've come across these steps which certainly look old, so we're assuming they were probably the footpath to the station from the town, which is actually quite far away from here, hence the reason that this station actually closed down. But they're quite impressive and we didn't actually expect to find them, so we thought it was worth showing you. So like quite often is the case, this is now a house in the state, isn't it?
Yep.
Looks like they were probably only built in about the 1990s. But where all the platforms were, and of course Cromer High had 4 platforms in the end, had goods sheds, it had a turntable, had quite a lot of buildings originally. But where they actually were is now, was a bit of a wasteland really, isn't it?
It's a shame.
Apparently there are remains of like the cattle docks and stuff that used to be here. But it's all fenced off, so we can't get in there to have a dig about.
And I'm not going to be able to put a drone up for you lot to see it, because it's in a built up area and I don't want to disturb anybody. But we are going to show you what we can show you.
Yeah, we'll show you where it all was anyway.
So the next one will be where we're going now.
So behind us is the site of where the station used to be, and it's now a wasteland. It looks like they're actually going to be building some houses on it, which I'm really surprised they've not already done actually. But yeah, I don't think there's much remnants in there.
No.
But being, it was the first station that Cromer had, so we thought we'd come and have a little look. But next, I think we've done, this was the Great Eastern Railway line. We're going to be moving on to one of the next lines that Cromer had, which I think was the Norfolk and Suffolk Joint Railway line. So
very complicated rail system around
as
here.
I've already said. So yeah, we're going to leave here and get down to the next thing we're going to show you.
Okay, so we'll see you there.
So in 1906, with the increase in popularity of Cromer as a seaside town, the decision was made to build a station closer to the actual town. And of course, with the Great Eastern Railway also coming up here, it posed them a bit of a problem that they had this rail line in the way. So it was a case of, do we go over it or do we go under it?
Wow.
And they decided that they would go under it.
Under it, yeah.
And with the Cromer High Station having like 4 lines to it or something, or 4 platforms, it was really quite wide. And so this basically created a tunnel. And the tunnel, luckily, it still remains. And it's just up the road here. So fingers crossed, we're going to be able to show you that.
And also, apparently, according to things that we've watched and read, that this is the last remaining tunnel in Norfolk.
Yeah, standard gauge tunnel. There is one at Elsham or Wroxham, which takes the Little Bure Valley Railway that we've done the other week.
That's it. Okay, so we're going to have a quick look. So we're crossing the road now, and this is the portal just coming up to it. Yeah, it's getting down there. We're going to try and get down there, but you can see there's a public footpath that runs along this metal bridge just here, and the original road bridge just here.
Which carries the A149, I think, and always has done, I suppose.
Exactly. So we're just literally, we're going to walk along here. We're going to quickly show you the portal to this tunnel, and it is rather impressive. It's done with Staffordshire brick. Blue brick.
Typical, I suppose,
and there it is. And the most interesting part is not a lot of the locals know about this.
Apparently not. I suppose if you're not walking along this modern footpath, I suppose you wouldn't know about it.
No, you wouldn't.
But we've got to get down there.
Yeah, and it's very deep. It doesn't look deep from up here, but it's very, very deep. So, okay, wish us luck. There she is, look. That's it, just careful because it's like sand. Here she comes, here she comes. She's going to go half over tit.
No,
Here she goes.
I'm just wondering what all this concrete is. Is it remnants?
I don't know. Okay, right, we're down. Right, we're down here. We got down here, Emma slid down, I sort of tumbled down.
As usual.
It was all right. But we're going to start off on the bridge first. This is the road bridge we're going to start on, and it's really interesting, so I'm going to swip the camera around and we'll have a look at the little remnants that have been left.
Rather than our ugly mugs.
Yeah. This is really impressive. I mean, obviously always the brickwork's very impressive, but these are really cool. There you go, the cable carriers. And there's, oh god, there's a lot of rubbish down here. There's 5 of them, which is actually really cool. So
clearly they've flighted down here a lot.
yeah, you can see things have been sort of like
now,
toasters.
Obviously this, the track, well, it ran underneath the tunnel from North Walsham via Munsley and down to Norwich. Oh well, no, sorry, North Walsham, yeah.
That's it.
In this direction is Cromer.
Yeah.
We're not going to get through there, obviously.
Now, obviously, steam trains run through this, and the most incredible part is you can't really see it on this part of the ceiling, but you can see some sort of remnant up here of black soot on each part of the tunnel. More.
We're assuming that's what it is anyway. I mean, tell us if we're wrong.
Well, it probably is, but again, we don't know. But we are going to be heading in there, and there is a little surprise in there of something war-related.
Apparently so.
And we're looking forward to seeing that ourselves. So we'll see you when we're over there. Right, okay, so we're walking into the tunnel. This is really impressive. Now, we don't know if you can, well, you can see it, you can clearly see it. But this is all the ballast that's been piled up from the track bed. So the track bed would...
I think this was actually only a single track.
Yeah.
So it's actually quite wide. Maybe they did build it in case they wanted
to put double track in. But we're going to be putting the big light on in a minute. But at the moment, you can see this perfectly well. There's enough light there.
Nice little continuation of the cable communication.
Yeah, right along here, as you can see them. Really, really impressive. And I'll tell you something else that's quite impressive. It will never be a tunnel without the recesses. And there's one just there. I think there's actually 4 in total in this tunnel. So we've got a recess here. So that's pretty cool. But I think we're going to have to put the big light on now to actually have a look. There we go. And the light's working quite well. I know, but what can you do? But look at all the fly tipping and that.
It's quite old actually.
It is, yeah. There's a lot of flies. There's a lot of, I mean, you can see up there where the steam, that's definitely got to be steam in it running along here. That's really cool. And then you've got more of the cable posts going through. I know it's actually quite dark in here. You wouldn't realise how dark it is, would you?
Your light is certainly very bright.
Oh, it is. I mean, look at that. It's lighting up that tunnel. Lovely. Look, everyone can see that. But yeah, it is a shame about the graffiti and the way it's been left, but the track bed's so cool. Look at all this ballast.
I can't think what else it would be.
Well, it's ballast.
Like rubble, but I guess they would use rubble.
Yeah, of course it is. It's ballast. You can see it's ballast. It's really cool. Oh, another recess here. That's pretty cool. So, and oh, here it is. Look at that.
Now, if you've watched our videos before, you'll know what this is, hopefully.
That is a spigot mortar, and it was put here by the Home Guard. God knows why, because it's right by the track.
So I read or heard that this tunnel was so important, apparently, that, yeah, they put this spigot mortar here I'm guessing the track must have run this side then,
Yeah,
because if not, it'd have been in the way.
it would have been in the
It
way.
doesn't look like it's been dumped down here, because look at how embedded it is, and it's perfectly upright. But that was a really big spigot mortar.
Yeah, big and heavy.
Pedestals, but obviously they would have had a big mortar gun on here, wouldn't it?
Absolutely.
So there you go.
So that's really
Obviously
impressive.
never used.
But we're not doing a war video, but that was quite exciting to see for me and Emma actually. But we're coming to the end of the tunnel, as you can see here. Oh, it's very, very dark. In front of us is. What we've
The
got
tunnel
here.
is only about 50 metres long.
Yeah.
Because if you know Norfolk at all, you'll know that we don't have mountains and we don't have valleys.
No, but we are saying that going to be visiting a
Yeah,
viaduct.
again, which is very rare for Norfolk.
It is. So
Hold on for that one.
yeah, coming to the end of this tunnel now, and I'll turn the big light off, and it would have gone the line down there, which is very, very overgrown. But you can see they've put all this
This looks like it's been purposely put here.
dumped. Yeah.
Asbestos probably wasn't purposely put here.
No.
But yeah, the track ran out here down towards what was Cromer Halt, which was a really, really small station, not too far away from here. It wasn't successful, I don't think.
No.
And it ran to Overstrand, down the coast to Munsley, and it curved all the way round to North Walsham. All of that is gone now, and we're hoping actually to walk the remains of that at some point.
But what is really cool, if you just look at the cutting,
I know, the engineering,
it's so steep,
that
and,
went into building this.
and the camera doesn't pick it up, Emma.
No,
It really,
very
really
high.
doesn't. But what we're going to do is we're going to walk back through the tunnel. Right, we'll see you at the end. Hey, she's up. That took a long while,
Oh, that's harder than it looks, actually.
but we are up now. So we're going to head back to the car now.
And tell
And-
you about the next thing we're going to show you.
Yeah, which is, I think, is the viaduct, isn't it?
Yes.
It is, so we'll see you back at the car. Right, so we've arrived at the viaduct as promised.
Yep. Now, a bit about the viaduct.
Okay.
This continued on from the tunnel, which obviously we've just come from, and that line, the Northern and Suffolk Joint Railway, swung all the way around to Cromer. But there was also a line to Sheringham, which is just further down the coast, and to prevent the trains basically having to back into Cromer and the reverse out to Sheringham, they put like this little tiny branch sort of line connecting the two. I'll pop a little map in just to explain it a bit better. And I guess there was quite a steep valley here, so they put a viaduct in.
But what we're going to do, we're going to attempt to get up there. Now,
Yeah.
I don't know if we're going to be able to do it. Me and Emma ain't spring chickens anymore, but we're
No,
going to give
gonna
it a
try,
go.
because this viaduct is abandoned.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see behind it, but there's actually another well,
one.
you can call it a mini viaduct. It's a bridge, really.
Yeah.
Which has still got the current line from North Walsham to Cromer on it. So
But
obviously
this one.
we're not going to go anywhere near that. But let's go and check this one out then.
Okay, let's go. We're up here.
Yeah, we made it up. It's quite
We got
steep,
up.
actually, isn't it?
That's in the gym, that is. I've been going gym for a couple
Oh,
of
right,
weeks
don't
now.
brag.
Yeah, I know. So, yeah, that was quite a steep incline, I think.
Yeah,
It was,
this embankment is massive.
it's huge.
I don't really understand why they had to build such a big embankment if
No.
it was quite flat, but I'm sure there's a reason. I've not explored the history as to why it was here.
But you know, we're up here and we're on the viaduct. This
Mm-hmm.
is actually really impressive. So what I'm going to do is, like I did before, turn the camera
Yeah, but
around.
before you do that,
Oh,
I want to tell them about the viaduct.
oh, okay.
In this direction goes down past a station called Rawton Road, which is still there, and it swings round on an existing train track, which is still active, round to meet the North Walsham sort of Norwich
Oh.
track. Yeah, and but then there was that little bit obviously that went off to the tunnel.
Yeah.
And in front of us, within what, maybe 100 metres, we also meet the existing train track. Like I said, this was just a triangle section really. So we're not going to move off of this viaduct because
No.
we don't want to meet any active train lines, of course.
That's it.
But yeah, there's a few remains up here, quite impressive. So Stu's going to show you.
Let's go.
Right, so as you see, we made it down.
Yeah.
And we're finishing the video, of course, at the majestic East Runton Viaduct.
Absolutely
Yeah.
beautiful, really impressive. We were so impressed about being up there, so impressed about the detail.
Yeah, actually today's gone to plan, so
It's been
really
great.
good.
And it's only just starting to rain, even though we said the rain's been
Yeah.
really good. So it's just started on the end of the video.
Yeah. But quick bit of history. All this line was closed in 1954, and the only remaining bit now is the curved bit that goes up to Cromer Beach.
But was this one the beaching cut, or was
No,
this
well, not in the 1950s.
Oh,
no,
so there you go.
it was after the Second World War, I think, and people stopped holidaying so much at the seaside, basically.
Chroma sort of depreciated for holiday
Yeah,
destinations, which
I think
is
that's what it was, and they realised they didn't need 3 stations, and so they just kept the one that's closer to town. So, bit
Yeah.
of a shame, but at least we're left with all these quite amazing remains
Exactly.
so, to explore.
But we're gonna chip off now. I think we've got some other bits and pieces to do. But if you like the video, please like and subscribe.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
You know, people have been donating a few cups of coffee and all that lot.
Yeah,
That really
so
helps with our
A
travel.
few links in the description if you
Yeah.
want to check that out.
But as from exploring with Em and Stu, as
Yeah.
normal,
Till the next time.
we'll see
Thanks
you
for
again.
watching.
Bye.
Bye.